Tourists that are coming to Iceland are realizing sometimes the hard way how expensive it is. If we add to that high taxes, which are around 37 to 46%, it might not seem to be easy to live there.
So how is it? How is life? Is it okay? Is it possible to live from the resources that you get from your first job? Or like a little bit later when you have your family, when you want to support your children, when you want to provide them with everything that they need?
Yes, I think so. I mean, I've done it so far. But I wouldn't say it's not easy. I think the hardest thing now in Iceland is the housing market. Like in the capital, it's very hard right now.
Yeah.
It's very expensive to buy a home or rent a home.
It's because of tourists, because there's like competition.
Yeah, we have
rent it for tourists.
Yeah,
for
we have lots of people are renting their places to tourists and
so
making more money that way, and that affects obviously the people who are
living here.
Longer. Yeah.
Whole Reykjavik is under construction.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cranes.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of construction sites.
Mm-hmm.
Those buildings are built for you, for the houses and for offices.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's so expensive. There is like quite discrepancy between these two. That on one hand, government is investing a lot of money for you to live, and on the other hand, people that are buying those houses, they're taking advantage of tourists that are coming here to earn.
Yeah. But I don't think the government is building that many houses. It's a private sector. But the government is talking about, they know they need to do something about it, but it's happening very slowly. The hardest part, if you're buying your home in Reykjavik, is that if you have steady income, you can go to the bank and get a mortgage for about 80% of the value of the property that you're buying.
Okay, so that's not that much of your...
If your income allows it, that is.
Of course.
But then you need to own the 20%, and that's what is
quite a lot.
What is very difficult for young people, especially young people today. And the interest rate is very high on the mortgage in Iceland. So that's another big challenge for us.
Probably that's the reason, because of the financial crisis that happened in 2008. Right?
Well, no, I think it's the currency. It's we are such a small country with our own currency, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But the currency is fluctuating a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that is
even if krona is strong now.
Yeah.
Because of the touristic boom, but it's still so small in comparison with other countries.
Yeah, and so vulnerable to
all the changes.
To all the changes and fluctuations, and the inflation could be like 1 to 5%.
Yeah.
And a normal interest rate on an Icelandic mortgage loan is like 5 to 7%. So it's very high compared to the other Nordic countries I know.
Yeah, and also European, I think.
Yeah. So in terms of saving, like for me and my family, the best option for us is just to try to lower our mortgage.
Mortgage.
Yeah, so that's the best investment or best savings that we do.
But like what I understand from what you're saying, that the only problem to live in Iceland is the housing system.
Well, in Reykjavik at least.
In Reykjavik,
the housing system, and also the interest rate.
You're satisfied with what it is, but surely something can be added, or there is something that you're not satisfied with.
Well, of course, everything is expensive here. I don't know, because we're on an island, so we have always the shipping costs. Buying food here, it's always more expensive here than in like Denmark and
That's
Germany
true. And you don't have such a big variety. I mean,
limited. Yeah, we have some limits. And then also like buying clothes and
so you buy them on the internet from other countries, or?
Yeah, many people buy clothes from the internet. If I go abroad, I usually buy clothes. But there's a lot of stress, especially in Reykjavik. We are always doing so much, then the stress can become too much. I've actually quite a few of my friends, that live in the other Nordic countries. They say they're more laid back there than here because they think here is a higher level of stress.
But it's because you usually have a lot of jobs, like
lots
2
of
or
jobs.
3 side projects and everything.
Yeah.
So you feel the pressure that you need to do everything.
Yeah, it's a bit of pressure, and also because it is expensive to live here, and Iceland is more expensive than the countries around. So I don't know. You have to work harder. I have colleagues in the other countries, and I think they can stretch their salary more than I can.
Okay.
But I'm not complaining. I choose to live here. I want to live here.
To expensive mortgages and high prices, we should also add high taxes, around 40%, which result from small population. But all that doesn't discourage foreigners from coming to Iceland to work. Icelanders are actually pleased about it, because there is not enough labor force for all the work that needs to be done. They are even forced to engage children to work during holidays starting at the age of 14. But at the same time, a lot of Icelanders are migrating to other countries.
A lot of people is coming to Iceland because of financial reasons, to work, maybe like in various kinds of industries.
Yeah.
But also a lot of Icelanders is going abroad, Denmark or Norway or United States. What do you think are the reasons that you migrate also to other countries?
During the crisis here in 2008, a lot of people went because of work and money. But I think mainly these days and before the crisis, I think it's just to broaden your horizon.
Okay.
To get experience both socially and professionally. It's very good to have some experience, and because we are so few and small, I think people who have maybe worked for big companies, they are valued employees because they bring experience and knowledge.
So you're saying that they're coming back?
Yeah, hopefully. That's a big reason, and also why we seek education abroad.
Yeah.
Like when I was in university, it was the norm to take your masters somewhere like in Denmark or Sweden or the United States or something.
Education on Iceland is on a very high level. That's why they don't have problems with getting to foreign universities for bachelor or master programs. It all starts in kindergartens and primary schools. Groups are very small, 4 to 10 pupils maximum, so teachers can concentrate more on each of them during every lesson. Besides, children's command of English and computer skills is on high level too, so they can easily obtain any needed information from online resources.
So, because you have kids, what things can Iceland offer to a family, from children's perspective?
I'm happy with the school system we have, and I think we have kindergarten from 2-year-old till they're 6-year-old, and then at 6 they start school.
And it lasts
till 16.
Okay.
So 6 to 16 is mandatory school, and then the kindergarten is optional. It's from 2 to 6, and you pay a minimum fee.
But it's public, or
it's
there
public.
Are private as well, and private.
We have private as well, but public is very good.
Very good. Okay.
We have a good education for the teachers in the kindergarten and in the school. But I think teachers should earn more salary. I think they are very professional. And then I know in Sweden and Denmark, they're the sports are handled by the parents. But in Iceland, we have professionals training our kids. Yeah.
I also heard that there is no Icelander that cannot swim, or at least
we learn swimming.
99.9.
Yeah, that's correct. We learn swimming in school. It's mandatory that you learn swimming in school. In school, we have obviously reading, writing, English, Icelandic, math. And then we have sports, swimming, dancing, cooking, and arts, carpentry.
Okay, so it's really bit from everything, so the children have broad perspectives.
Yeah.
Nice. So you're really satisfied with the system and everything, how
I'm
it
very
works.
happy, yeah.
All of you are really computer literate, and the same with English. There's a very good start for every kid here. What other superpowers do Icelanders have from the scratch?
Yeah, it's true what you said about the language. Half of Iceland is in Europe and half of Iceland is in America. So we are very influenced by America's social or cultural, movies and stuff like that, because we had an army base here. And
there was They were staying here till 2006.
Yeah, so we don't dub the movies or the popular American TV shows,
Yeah.
British TV shows, we don't dub them.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I learned my English just from watching TV, and we like technology.
Mm-hmm.
I like everyone has a smartphone, and
Yeah.
everyone got an iPad. And we are very, what do you say? In Iceland, everyone is very alike, you know,
Yeah.
in clothing and, you know, what's popular. Even my grandmother is on Snapchat.
Really?
Yeah. We are very, very quick with technology, sometimes too quick. And also, you are asking about the kids. Children here are very free, it's secure. My 6-year-old daughter, almost 7-year-old daughter, she just runs around freely. And I think, and she watches YouTube a lot. Too much, I think, maybe. So she knows some English, and she likes to speak English, but it's affecting our Icelandic, so we have to be careful. I just heard on the news yesterday that we have some plan now to introduce more Icelandic into the computers and the smartphones.
Yeah, because everywhere is English.
Everything is in English.
But I know that you've got this commission that keeps an eye on Icelandic language.
Talking about Icelanders' superpowers, I would like to share my insights about them.
The fear of volcanoes eruption unifies everyone. It's better to be together than alone. That's why they care so much for family and friend bonds. That's why they are so open and cheerful for foreign visitors. The fact that they don't use surnames but only first names also shortens the distance. No wonder that they are on the top of the list of happiest nations in the world. Especially if we add to that those beautiful views, healthy and clean geothermal energy, healthy food, sexual openness and equal rights.
Okay, let's stop here. Let's focus on those equal rights for men and women. Iceland had world's first directly elected in democratic polls female president in 1980, Vigdís Finnbogadóttir. They've got Bríet Brjánsdóttir, who fought for women's right to vote in early 1900. Nowadays, women can look up to great female examples in politics or sport games. For example, Annie Thorisdóttir in CrossFit. On Iceland, in everyday life, there is no division for men and women's deeds or jobs. They are all alike, and hence they've got equal rights.
Icelandic women are really busy in multitasking.
Yeah.
So I've seen like recently an advertisement of Skyr, it was the production for UK market, and there one lady said that during the times where men were going to the sea to fish, to support the family, women had to take care of everything, children, businesses, volcanoes, everything. So is it like in your roots, the multitasking and the...
When Iceland was settled, it was obviously a very rough country to settle, and people obviously had to start from scratch.
Yeah.
So I think women and men just worked alongside each other to make their homes. Also, we have quite a few women settlers. We learn about the settlers in school, and we learn the names of the men and the women settlers. Then we have the role model all the way back to the settlers. And there's this one settler woman that I think every Icelander knows the name of. It's Auður Djúpúðga, and the settlers, they owned a large part of land. Had a lot of men and women working under them.
Okay, because it's settled now that most of the land on Iceland is private, right?
Yeah.
So if it goes back so far away, how is it with women's rights now in Iceland? Because I know that there is a lot of women in politics.
Yeah.
But how does it work? How does it look in working environment? Like with maternity leave or?
In maternity leave, we have equality. For example, if a young woman or a young man are hired in a company, both are equally likely to take paternity leave.
Okay.
Because the rules are the mother has 3 months maternity leave fully paid, or 80% paid.
Yeah.
And the father has 3 months as well.
Okay.
And he should get 80% of his income, but you know, for the mother and the father is obviously a maximum.
Yeah.
And then they have 3 months that they can divide among each other. So the paternity leave is 9 months.
Not only men and women rights are equal, but also every person is equal towards each other. There is no social class whatsoever.
Iceland is so small that you know all your friends from Facebook. It's so small that there are no celebrities because you know everyone personally. It's so small that you make out with ex-girlfriend of your cousin that was previously ex-girlfriend of your workmate. and has a child with your brother. And it's all possible because there are only 334,000 people on Iceland, and an average family consists of 5 to 7 members.
Same refers to structure at work.
I also heard that you have like flat structure
Yeah.
of the business.
Like in my company, that's not much formality. I mean, I have a...
Because you work in a really big company, so even
yeah,
though...
I work in a fairly big company, for an Icelandic company.
Yeah, of course.
So yes, the structure is very flat.
Yeah, so it's not like I won't speak with the superior manager because I'm allowed only to speak with the lower
No.
It's really nice.
We can speak to everyone, you know.
Yeah.
Being a small country of few people, Iceland had to elaborate different ways of conduct from those we know from other European countries. Even for other Nordic countries, Iceland is a curious case. It's being perceived as a little brother, informal and unexperienced, yet proud. And it works perfectly well for them, brings good economic results and satisfaction among people.